Hello people of the web, and welcome back to another episode from the Vanilla High server. We start this episode in almost the same spot as we closed the last. The flower farm is still in need of a building to enclose it, but while it's been a week between the last episode and this for you, for me it was just yesterday. When Hushbug and I first settled on this mushroom island, we flattened the area where our nether portal and sugarcane farm is. The intention was to build on the island, but with the mountainous terrain, it makes it hard to build there. Last episode, I found myself flattening a new area for the flower farm and adding greenery. Between recording other bits of this video, I will be moving the beacon a little and trying to link our original bit of landscaping with the landscaping I did around the flower farm. While the beacon is just over there within sight, it doesn't quite cover all of the area that I want to dig down. So I figured I need to move the beacon, but by being smart, what I'll actually do is not tear down the beacon until I've built a new pyramid over here, and then I can have haste to tear down the beacon. Sometimes I can be really smart. It's a good job I have plenty of iron, which means the new beacon pyramid is set up over there. Just have to take the beacon off here, place it on here, put haste 2 on, and mine down the beacon with haste 2. One of the most annoying things about taking down a beacon is not having haste while you're taking it down. You know when you go camping and you leave your tent on the grass for a few days? When you pull it down, you look at the grass underneath and realise the damage you've done. It's been a few days since I recorded the last clip. I've dug away a fair chunk of the landscape and we've used up a good number of shulkers, so I thought it would be a good idea to come hunting in the end. I've got my armour on and everything. The other reason is that I quite enjoy end raiding, and have only made one serious trip in the end very early on in the map, and living on a mushroom island is a bit too peaceful for me at times. And after all, these are fighting hands. Nice. I'm a real dragon now. It would appear as if my trip through the end is definitely over. It ended a little bit prematurely when someone phoned me on my computer and all of my controls no longer worked for the game. Never mind. I think I've got a decent loot. We'll go back home and find out. What the hell is that? I just tidied this place up. I don't know why. I'm assuming she needs cocoa beans for something, but I thought we had loads of them. Although, apparently I don't know where they are. We don't have loads. Now, if she's after cocoa beans, I can speed up the process. I'm going to make sure she has plenty of them so I can get rid of these ugly jungle logs sitting in the middle of the storage area. I found a use for a load of bone meal and I cleared up the floor. There we go. I noticed there was a load of bunny droppings attached to logs. I didn't want to trip over them, so I put them away. Zach. Hopefully that's enough for her. Now that I've cleaned up the storage area, I shall look at the shulkers, which are all full of stuff. Some of it quite good. The main important thing for me is the shulker shells, of which there is a few stacks. 4 and a bit stacks, that's pretty good for me. Plus, all these shulkers were made out of shells gathered in the end. That was a good trip. I gained an extra 8 elytra, which I really don't need, seeing as I have plenty of them in my precious chest. But if I'm in the end and there happens to be elytra sitting on the ship, I'd be a fool not to pick them up. Oops, make that 9 elytra. I also seem to have gained a few diamonds. Another 41 for the collection. Nice. And some iron, because you can never have too much iron. Even if you have 8 iron farms. Now that's enough of sorting out all the stuff. The rest of it's all non-stackable that I need to go through and probably make it the best it can be and then keep it as spares. But that's a problem for tomorrow, Zach. Today, Zach is going to find a fun project to do. When Hushbug claimed this cove, I claimed this little tiny island over here, which I have a plan for. It involves me moving in. I want to build a small house on here that's going to look nice and quaint. As many other players do, I decided I wanted to build something and then looked on Google for some inspiration. I found a picture that after clicking I realised it was from a YouTube tutorial, and it was perfect. So rather than waste my energy trying to be creative and original, I copied someone else who is more talented than I am. This build was created by QB. I'll link to the tutorial in the description. I hadn't actually heard of his channel before, despite him having 876,043 subscribers, which is nearly 876,000 more than I have. But I think my subscribers are better. So ultimately, I win. When Hushbug first started working on the cove, I immediately thought about how I'd like to build something quaint on this little island. And a little cottage, ideally with a bit of wheat growing around it and maybe a cow, would be perfect. Although I'll probably never move into this place and it will just be something to look at, it was a fun little thing to build and I'll enjoy looking out at it. Now I just need to get the cow in my pen, close the gate, let's give him some food, something to drink, water. And I have some wheat growing on this side. I think I can move in. By far, one of my favourite parts about living on an island is that we're surrounded by the ocean, which means travelling around is incredibly easy. Now I want to show you the progress I've made on the dig. As you can clearly see, I've dug away a lot of stone. I've laid down the grass and it's spread throughout most of the area that I've flattened. Also, Hushbug has made a significant start on her building that wraps around the flower farm. Her intention is to make a flower pot. She's currently designing a sunflower in creative mode to make sure it looks right before building it in survival. I forgot something very important. If you're going to have a pet cow, and just one cow, it needs a name. I forgot to use my name tag. I also forgot that cows can climb on wheat blocks. Whoops. I didn't think that through very well, did I? And now I'm unsure whether he can climb up the stairs and get out. Hopefully not. We'll see. It's not like he's got far that he can wander off to. I mean, she. After all. We're called Daisy. But if she does escape, where's she going to go? Oh, who's a pretty cow? While Hushbug's still working on the design for the sunflower, I've decided it's about time that I did something a bit more interesting with this peninsula. Well, that only took a few minutes. We've now extended the beach, so we've got a nice beach area to sit on, a couple chairs, and a parasol. Oh, and in the chest there are some refreshments, including some slices of melon. I'm quite pleased with this. I wonder what Hushbug will think when she gets on. I should have slept, but now this is quite entertaining. I trapped something in my parasol. There's more of them. Huh? Well, that was fun. I'll sleep in the bed, and then no more will spawn. Oh, that's an idea. You should come with me. How could you have paradise on the beach without a gorgeous parrot? Although I just thought, if he's having that chair and I have this one, there's not one left for Hushbug. I suppose we'll just have to sit here and lounge in the sun while she works on the sunflower. Oh no, I dozed off in the sun. Remember kids, it's important to apply sunscreen. Now I look like a lobster. Just the look I was going for. Now I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you've enjoyed joining me. If you could like the video, I would really be incredibly grateful, because it does help out my rankings. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, just keep being one of my amazing subscribers. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.